What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live installment. This is the Oregon versus Colorado post game. I just finished watching the game. Give me a second here. All right, Colorado versus Oregon post game reactions. Oregon tried to pitch a shutout. They didn't get a shutout. We wind up getting 6 points on the board. There's a lot of takeaways from this game. You win some, you lose some. I don't want the team to break down after this game because there's a lot to learn here. And I'm just pulling up the stats. Give me a second. Let's see. There's definitely a lot to take away from this game. So the final score was 6-42. Oregon 42, Colorado 6. They're now 3-1 on the season. Oregon is 4-0. And this season is just getting started. It's still early to turn this around. Colorado has a lot of they have a lot of lessons. They were taken to school today. There was a lot to learn from this game. They definitely going to have to figure out a way to protect Shador a little bit more than they did. Let me just go to the player stats here. Shador threw for 159 yards, 1 touchdown, 23 out of 33 attempts. He completed 23 out of 33. He was sacked a lot, though. There was a lot of sacks here. Looking at the running backs, Anthony Hankerson lead the way with 31 yards. There was no touchdowns from the running backs. Dylan Edward had 21 yards. But what's interesting here, on 5 carries, Alton McCaskill had 17 yards at the end. I thought that they should have put him in the game a lot sooner. That's just my opinion on it. If he's ready to go, let him play. And I think leading up to the USC game, because the USC game is going to be even tougher, they're definitely going to have to put him in. I think Alton McCaskill. Now, as far as the receivers, leading the way with the receivers was Xavier Weaver with 75 yards. Number 4, Javon Antonio, 42 yards. Neither one of them had touchdowns. Michael Harrison had a touchdown at the end. Out of the receivers, Tavares Dawson finished with 14 yards. Michael Harrison had 14 yards. Javon Antonio had 42. Xavier Weaver had 75. Now, Xavier Weaver went out at the end of the game. I don't know if he's injured or whatnot. Our punter, he got a lot of play today, our punter. Alejandro Mata field goal got blocked. Let me look at the let's see here. Let's look at Oregon. Bo Nix had 284 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Believe it or not, he only had he had an interception, 3 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And to note, Jaquez Robinson was the one that intercepted Bo Nix. So they got Jaquez in the game. I'd like to see him play a lot more the next game. Let me go down to the defense here. Let's go to the team stats. Passing yards. Yeah, Shador, man, it was a lot of sacks during this game. They're definitely gonna have to figure out. They're gonna have to figure out how they can protect them. Let me see here. Damn, I must be a little early. They don't have all this. Yeah, here's the stats. Yeah, he got sacked. He got hit a little bit too much during this game. He couldn't um he couldn't really develop. But what I would like to see is I would like to see him. I would like to see, excuse me, I would like to see Alton McCaskill and Smoke out there to give him some type of pass protection if they need it, and then throw to them in the flat. And get that running game has to get established, to keep them honest. And then that open up the passing game as long as he got protection. But there's a lot of takeaways from this game. Number one, Shador got hit too much. He got hit entirely too much. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. Now, they lost this game, but I don't want them to. Oregon tried to break their will in this game. That's what they tried to do. They tried to go out and break their will. And the coach, in fact, Dan Lanning said before the game, he had some slick stuff to say. He said they're playing for clicks, but we're playing for substance or something, he said. I didn't realize he said that. But they took it personal this game. And, all the hype and stuff, and they felt like they weren't getting enough attention. But, yeah, man, the better team won today. But they have to do a better job in protecting number two. And so he can have an opportunity to make some plays. Or if that pocket breaks down, start running or throw the ball away or something. But I would like to see the running backs protect him a little more. I think Alton is big. Savion Wilkerson. Who else? Hankerson. They're more than capable, because he's going to need it, especially against USC. USC defensive line is probably better than Oregon's defensive line. So, and this is going to be a home game next week. But, yeah, man, this game right here, yeah, it was something. We did see Travis J get in the game. Jaquez, he got in the game. Like I said, he got an interception. He did well. But, yeah, man, they just didn't have an answer for this offense today, Oregon's offense. And that's where we're at. This was a hell of a loss here, though. But like I said, they're going to have to shake this off, get in the film room, figure out where they can improve at, and move on. Move on to the next game next week at home against USC. The USC is a big game. But, yeah, man, I watched the game, and yeah, you said we need a new O-line. Yeah, it's crazy. But, they're going to have to go to the film and see what's going on. You said it's not personal, it's business. Hold on, Antoine, if you want to come in, check your IG. Give me a second. Yeah, this right here, man, this was a good old-fashioned butt whooping. That's what this was. This is a good old-fashioned thrashing. A good old-fashioned thrashing. It happens. It happens to the best of teams, But the season is still early, though. And they definitely can come back and learn from this right here. They definitely could come back, folks. And it didn't look pretty. This was ugly. But the score, I mean, the record is, like you said, it's 3-1. And like I said, that USC game will be big right there, leading on to the rest of the season. But man, got to find a way to stop that run. Also, I did like what I saw in Juju Mitchell. out there. So we got a lot of pluses out there. He continued to play hard, even though the game was out of reach. He kept playing hard, and I like his play out there. And Dominic did get like a personal foul against the quarterback. He had that face mask, but he did get to the quarterback. But that probably was just he was frustrated at that point. But hopefully Xavier Weaver is okay, because I know at the end of the game he hobbled to the sidelines. So hopefully he'll be able to come back next week. We are missing Travis. We are definitely missing him out there at the cornerback position. We're missing him. But I did like what I saw in Jaquez, though. So, but keep the heads up, move on. And we'll see. You said need more bigger linebacker. Mitchell did well, though. He did pretty good on his side. But yeah, we definitely, that offensive line for Oregon was opening up holes, man. They was like parting the Red Sea out there, man. They were parting the Red Sea on us. And yeah, this was a hell of a win for them. But look, this is early. The season is early. They're only 3 games in. I mean, 4 games in. There's still a long season. They could potentially win out the rest of the ball games and be in contention. So it's not over. It's just, this is just something that we have for the film room. We have major film study now to go learn our flaws and mistakes and come in for the USC game, come in hot for that home game. And we've been doing good at home all season. So it's just the fact that every ball game we play is big. Every ball game, it has a lot of attention. A lot of attention was surrounding this game. The stadium was sold out, as you can see. Ticket prices was up. The major networks are covering it. It's going to be like that every week with Colorado. And here's the crazy part: every team is bringing their A game against us. Every team. So we just got to get back to the drawing board, go up in there in the film room, and I just don't want this to break the team, though. You win some, you lose some. I don't want this to break up that locker room. People start bickering and stuff. I don't want that to happen. You know, this is where champions are made. Okay, you lost this game. Okay, how are you going to respond? How are you going to respond now? Because we got a wake-up call. This was a wake-up call. It definitely was. This game was over by halftime. It was over. But I wanted to see the players come in and play hard. Okay, so the game is out of reach. What can we do, though? And I like what I saw in a few of the players out there. They continue to play hard and left it on their shield, man. You either go out on your shield or either go out on your shield playing hard or don't play at all. So that's what it is. We got to make sure that Shador doesn't get sacked as much, because he was getting sacked too much. And I don't want to see him get hurt. And he did a great job in protecting himself on those sacks, though. He did. But he's getting hit too much. They even had a penalty called on him. Somebody hit him late or something with his face mask or whatever the case is. I just don't want to see that kid get hurt. It's too early in the season to be getting hit. Like, he got hit a lot. So what I would say is, it was a couple plays where that pocket broke down so much, only thing he could do was just take a knee, because they were there in his face, right, like ASAP. They didn't even give him seconds. So, I mean, you had some players coming in from the middle untouched, taking a lick at him. So I just don't like to see that. You know, you take him out, you know, it's, I mean, damn. But, Yeah, man, that was you said we really missed Tyler Brown. Yeah, he's unfortunately he can't join action until next season. He has to sit out. But we could have used his size in that middle, definitely. Most definitely we could have. But we don't have him. We gotta work with what we have for this season. So what do you guys think is the issue with him getting hit so much? Because that's what they're going to address this week in the film room. They got to protect him. So it's some tweaks that they have to make. Because remember, I said this, like they're really gelling on the fly because they only played 4 games. Like, you know what I mean? The season is not, we ain't even in the midpoint of the season yet. So there's a lot of tweaks that have to be made. So what do you think the issue is for him getting hit so much? Is he holding on the ball too long? Because I was counting. I was like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. There's been a couple plays. I like those short plays that he was throwing to Xavier Weaver and them. I like the short plays, and I like those plays he was throwing into the flat. And occasionally he'll throw it down, throw it long to see if the receivers can go get it. But I do like those short plays just to get the ball out of his hands. You said the O-line, hold on. Yeah, very underwhelming, and he holds on the ball too long. Now, here's my thing. Kramani did get in the game. You saw that? He did get in at the end, and he popped somebody. He did. He got a nasty streak in him. I think I might have to figure out some possibilities for him. He has a nasty streak in him. When he popped that guy, he stood over him and he was jawing. He has that nasty streak in him that I like. But unfortunately for him, he got in at the end of the game. Antoine, it says your device is not connected. So I'm trying to bring you in, but it say your device is not connected. You're gonna have to figure your Wi-Fi or something. But unfortunately, he didn't get in. He only saw action in the last 2 minutes. The last minute of the game, I think. Last 2 minutes. But I'm concerned here. Why is McCaskill not getting in the game? You said Kramani is an iceberg. What do you mean by that? I'm concerned. Why is it? Is this something we don't know? Why is McCaskill not in the game? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what his progression is. Because remember, I don't have any information on the team. I'm not privy to the inner workings of the team. But the team looks different when he's lined up in back of Shador. Because see, when he's lined up in back of Shador, the defense have to guess, is they going to pass or are they going to run? But if he's lined up in the shotgun the whole time, you're thinking he's passing. They're going to send the house at him. Because they basically was sending the house at Shador. Even if he's, no, I didn't say failing. I didn't say this was doomed for I didn't say this was doomed for Colorado. We're talking about the next game. We're talking about what they got to improve on. And I said that this season is still early because they just played 4 games. They didn't play 8 games. They played 4. So the season is still early, but they got to make some major tweaks going down the stretch. So my question is why is he not getting in the game? Like, is he still, are they not certain about him? Like, what's going on? Because he's a big running back and he can block. Oh my God. You said 21 showed up oh my God. Did you see that hit? Did you see that nasty hit he laid out? Boy, Shiloh is nasty. Shiloh can leave after this year. I'm comfortable with him leaving. He can leave if he wanted to. If he's ready for the NFL, he's ready. But he laid a hit, even though I don't think he's leaving. But he laid a hit. He's like he reminds me like he hits like Steve Atwater. That's what he hits like. He's like a small Steve Atwater. Steve is a little bigger than him though, but he loves to lay that hit on you. And he is a complete monster. And he was mad that hit that last stick that he did. He was mad. That was a frustration hit, but it was clean though. It was a very clean hit. And he is a master. He's like he's always around the ball. And usually, if you notice those touchdowns, they weren't near him. He's always in the right place at the right time. So we have a lot of pluses from this game. We do. Antoine, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, Max?
Yeah, I was just saying that we have a lot of pluses from this game. Kramani has a hit stick too. He's nasty. Did you see that hit he laid?
Mm-hmm.
He did you see him hit that dude out of his cleats?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he's
that
nasty.
was a decleater.
And you know what that was? That was frustration.
Yeah.
That was a frustration hit. Because he started jaw jacking at the end of it. That was frustration. He's not used to that. He's not used to getting showed up like that.
Definitely.
But unfortunately, he got in. What was it? When did he get in the game? The last minute?
Somewhere around there. If I remember.
But here's my thing. The season is still early. They have a lot of pluses, right? I would like to see McCaskill play the whole game. This is what I like to see. I would like to see McCaskill. Oh, and did you see Smoke lay a hit on special teams? That was frustration as well. He laid a big hit.
That was anger right there. That's just like, yo, I'm done. This is bullshit. That's basically what he was. That's what it was.
So you know what that's telling me? That means he can block for Shador. That's what that's telling me. So I would like to see, moving forward, I would like to see McCaskill, I would like to see Smoke, and I would like to see Hankerson. And then edge Dylan in the flat when you can. Edge him in too. But I would love to see those big backs stay in the whole game, the entire game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you got to rotate them in and out as well. I mean, you don't want to keep them in there for too long, but you got to rotate them.
Yeah, you got to rotate them. But see, that opens up the passing game because we don't know if Shador is going to run it or pass it.
Exactly.
Keep the defense honest. Because when he lines up in the shotgun the whole time, they thinking passing. And especially when it's like 3rd and 8, you think he's passing it, but he might run it if McCaskill is out there.
True. But also what you want to have any of them line up in the backfield is they could see the blitz and throw that extra block out there too. That's why. And if that pocket's going to collapse, that'll give Shador an extra 2 seconds to either try to get the ball out or make a run for it if he sees an opening.
Actually, let me see something real quick. They said that he is. I want to hear this. Give me a second.
All right.
They're disrespecting too.
Watch the film and evaluate. I'll do that on the plane, but I saw a lot of it live. Just players that went in position that didn't do the job that we expected. You evaluate players, you evaluate coaches, you evaluate everything when it's a game of that nature. And you had no opportunity to win, period, from the kickoff on. Yes, sir. Yeah. No, you don't need to hammer home a player. A player knows. I mean, he could fool himself and trick himself, but when he looks at the mirror, he knows what he's looking at. Something like this is I'm not going to say, people around the country would say this is what they needed to humble themselves. We wasn't arrogant or whatever. We're confident people. If our confidence offends your insecurity, that's a problem with you. It's not us.
I agree with what he said.
In every game we step out there, we expect to practice to perfection and go out there and execute the things that we practice. We just didn't do it today. But it's not something that was needed. It's just like saying you get in a car wreck or something. Oh, he needed that to slow him down. You don't need that. It's just stupid. It's just something that happened, and they got the best of us today. That's just it. No. It's not like we were being tricked. We knew everything was coming. Even after one of the TV timeout, we were saying, they're going to take a shot. They're going to take a shot. They took a shot, scored a touchdown. I mean, sometimes your message just don't translate. You got to really get on the same page as the youngsters is out there playing. No, definitely not. If we had a talent gap, we wouldn't be 3-1 right now. It's not a talent gap. You just got your butt kicked. It just happens sometimes. That's just like a fighter. You just got caught. It happens. It's not a huge talent gap. I just think they played a really concise game. Penalties murdered us. I don't have the statistics, but I'm pretty darn sure we darn near doubled them in penalties. We are a really sound, fundamentally sound team. We don't make foolish mistakes and implement danger or harm on ourselves. Field position wise, we just kept making mistakes. That's not indicative of who we are.
How much was Travis missing?
Travis always gonna be missed. He's the best darn football player in college football. How is he not missed? It's just like saying you write an article and your pen is missing. That's how much he means. Yes, go. I'm not gonna say that. You don't always have to get your butt kicked to learn. You can win and learn. I mean, that's not something to learn. It's something to glean from. It's not just the kids. The coaches are accountable too. We are all accountable. Let's start with me. We're accountable for this. It's not just the kids. The way we played, that really surprised me. We played like hot garbage. That surprised me. I didn't expect that. I gotta watch the film. I mean, sometimes sometimes the routes, sometimes the calls, sometimes the blocking. So it's a whole lot goes into that. So you really have to watch film to really dictate and understand what transpired on that specific play. It's a lot goes on in the play.
What's the message to the team afterwards?
To get your butt up and let's go. We ain't got time to have no pity party. There's nobody walk around the locker room with napkins and tissues. Get your butt up. Let's get on that plane. Let's go. We got work to do. Mm-hmm. No, because that means you got your butt kicked. When you start putting guys in at the end, that means you got your butt kicked. No. Yeah, I mean, you wanted them to play, but I mean, no. Well, we had to score. We had tremendous opportunities all game long, but it seems like we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. And every time we get something going, here we go with another penalty. Here we go with another holding. Here we go with just something. We just got to perform better, much better in every phase, not just offense, defense, as well as special teams. We got our butts kicked again. I reiterate, in all three phases.
Yeah, the offense distribution of the ducks on the ground and through the air was
Say that one.
Sorry, yeah, the offensive distribution for the ducks on the ground and through the air was pretty even.
Yeah.
What aspect of Oregon's defense did you struggle with most today?
They got to our quarterback. When you get to our quarterback, it's a wrap because it's not like we're running the ball successfully. So we gotta let them ask a couple more. I ain't got nowhere to go. So. Well, there's only two things happen. I mean, the fake punt that they ran, and I think they blocked the field goal. How you block not field goal? I'm sorry, extra point. How do you block an extra point? How do you not? And I asked Mata what happened. He just said he put his head up. He didn't get the ball up, so he took ownership of that. But I'm like, come on, man, don't kick yourself. This game is out of reach. Don't ponder that. You're a great kicker, and you're gonna come and do some phenomenal things for us this season. And this is the kind of opportunity you have as a coach, as a man, as a father, to lift them up, not just shoot them down. You got to lift them up.
There aren't many 1-11 teams from last year that come into the season and have like this type of target on their back.
Right. I don't think it's a target on our back. I just think this just Teams are trying to beat me. They're not trying to beat our team. They keep forgetting I'm not playing anymore. I had a great career. I'm serious. I got a gold jacket, ain't back. So I'm good. But that's what it really is. I don't think they get any extra satisfaction. You know, it is what it is. And I signed up for it, so let's go. No, they don't make it tough on our team. These are grown men. I'm not out there. If I was out there playing against every coach I played against, we would be totally dominant.
That's a whole fact.
Yeah, I wasn't lying. I didn't. It translates in practice. It is. I don't say stuff just to say it for a click. You know, contrary to what somebody say. But yeah, I keep receipts. But I'm serious. I analyze and I understand what we're up against and what we have and what we need. One thing that I could say honestly and candidly, you better get me right now. This is the worst we're gonna be. You better get me right now.
That's a whole fact.
Now somebody, yeah, I got messengers. God bless him though, man. He's a great coach. He did a great job. God bless him. He take their shots. They won. I don't shoot. I don't do that. They won. Excuse me?
You talked about sort of needing to build them up after this result. How do you find the balance?
Well, I think the film is going to speak for itself when they watch the film with their position coaches and as the offense and the defense. But singularly, you're able to pull some guys aside and pick them up and highlight some of the good things that they did. Everyone didn't play bad. Everyone didn't play bad. That's not the good. Every coach didn't coach bad. You know, that's not the case as well. But we got some work to do, and you better get us right now because I like what I see. I love I know I have on shades, but I can see the future, and it looks really good. So I'm excited about it. I really am. Thank you. God bless you all, man. Be safe.
All right, let me just say this. He said something. He said, this is the worst you ever going to see it. That's a whole fact. After the end of the season, the floodgates is getting ready to open. The floodgates is getting ready to open. We'll never have another problem again on these lines and in the trenches. We'll never have that again. The beef is coming. When I say the beef, we need them 320 pounds. They coming. Oh, they coming. They are coming. Let me tell you something real quick for all the college world. Players love this guy. He is what you call a player's coach. They love him and he relates to them. Trust me, help is on the way. It's on the way. But right now, the season is still early. The season is still early. And guess what? They're 3-1. They're above 500. Nobody expected them at this point in the game to be above 500. They're above 500, and we're talking not any given Sunday. We're talking about any given Saturday, things could turn around. So now the point spread is going to be even more disrespectful next week. But next week is a new week. All they got to do is just put this game behind them and get in the film room and make some adjustments. I'm pretty sure they are. But yeah, like he said, take your licks now. Take them now. They're going into a new conference and things will be different next year. Definitely. But we're talking right now. I'm going every week. But that's a whole fact. If he was out there, they would be dominant, but he's not playing anymore. See, and he's right about that. These coaches, they are playing him. They're not playing the player. They're playing him. They want to have the bragging rights of beating Coach Prime. Because quite frankly, this coach, he was disrespectful. And he listen, when Coach Prime, when he first started playing, that coach at Oregon don't remember it. He was too young to remember. He's 37. He was too young. He's too young, but he's disrespectful. He showed me he ain't got no respect. I don't like how he carried himself saying, oh, they playing for clicks. Listen, the man has been famous his whole freaking career. He can't help that. He can't help he got a gold jacket. He can't help that he's one of the two greatest two-sport athletes of all time. He can't help that. It just God had given him a talent. But that's who they're playing. He's right about that. They're playing him. They're not playing the players. That's why I'm saying every game these coaches are playing him, and they want the bragging rights to beat him. But remember, I said this at the end of the season, they're going to be in contention and they will be bowl eligible. They just got to make a few adjustments. And this offensive line is salvageable. They're not hot garbage. I know they got the Shador a lot, but there's some adjustments got to be made. You know, Alton gonna get in that game next game. He gonna get more playing time because I like when I saw when he was out there. I like how he lined up. I like how he was moving. He's ready. He's ready to go, and that's a huge upside for us because we're gonna have a running game, and that's pretty much it. And but he's right. They are playing. They're making it personal. They're playing him. Okay. They're jealous. Look, I don't give a damn if we lost a game. We're still the main attraction. We're still the greatest show on turf. Yes, we are the greatest show on turf. We are. We're still the greatest show on turf. And Coach Lanning need to thank us for selling his damn stadium out and had them tickets. Them tickets weren't that his tickets didn't cost that much last year. That was because of Prime. Why his tickets damn near $500. More than some NFL teams. That's because what Prime bring to the table. So with all that he bring to the table, there's going to be animosity. There's going to be jealousy. It's going to be. So, yeah. And his kids are out there playing. But, yeah, they are playing Coach Prime, man. He's not even playing. He's on the sidelines, play calling. It's crazy, man. But what were your takeaways from the game, Ant?
Yeah, I'm here. Let me get my notes and everything else because I did send you a picture of what I wrote down, and it wasn't really a lot for me to write down. All right. Basically, in the first quarter, this is what I saw. The positives I saw in the first quarter were this: Bo Nix leading the Ducks to that touchdown on the opening drive. That's basically the one thing that I saw that was good in the first quarter. The negatives basically fall on Colorado. Their defense were unable to stop the Ducks' offense, and the Buffalo's offense went 3 and out on that opening drive, and that almost set the tone right there. They couldn't. Defense couldn't get off the field. Second quarter, give the Ducks credit. Running that fake punt. To get the first down on that fake punt in the start of the second quarter. That's the one thing that worked in Oregon's favor. That was a positive. 2 positives I saw from Colorado. One, Jordan Dominic sacking Bo Nix because they needed that. And, of course, Shiloh Sanders laying that wood. When he laid that wood, that could have changed the momentum of the game, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. The negatives I got from the second quarter were the Ducks kept getting stupid penalties, and they kept slowing down the momentum they had because they were running that fast-paced offense. Even though they were trying to run a no huddle, and I think even though they were going into the huddle, they had some momentum where Colorado had difficulty trying to stop them, but they kept getting stupid penalties, and it slowed them down. The negatives also I got from the second quarter was Nix throwing the interception and Sanders getting no protection whatsoever. It seemed like every time Colorado snapped the ball on offense, it was like a jailbreak. It was like Shador was almost running for his life. Like he was about to get, I don't know what was going to happen to him.
He was fending for his life.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, the second half, I didn't even really like much for the second half. For the third quarter, I saw 2 good things that happened in the third quarter. The Bucks finally making it to midfield, and that was their first time making it to midfield all game.
Right.
And the Ducks continued to dominate. And I really didn't want to write anything for the fourth quarter because it was just so one-sided. But the only one good thing I saw in the fourth quarter was the Buffs finally scored a touchdown just to avoid getting shut out. That was it.
Right. I didn't want the shutout. I'm glad they scored there. So I didn't want the shutout.
Those are my notes right there from what I saw in this game. This was totally one-sided. It was like Colorado had no answer whatsoever against Oregon. None. And I was looking through the stats and everything else, and I remember Coach Prime was saying in the press conference he wasn't sure what the penalties were. And I remember seeing it, so just give me a minute to pull it up on my tablet. Where is it? All right, here it is. Penalty wise, Colorado had 12 penalties for a total of 106 yards. Oregon had 9 penalties for a total of 80 yards. But when you look at all the other numbers that mattered the most, it was all Colorado. Total yards 522 to 199. Yards per play. Oregon going 7.2. Colorado only going 3.4. So it was literally like 2-1. Literally 2-1. In some cases, 3-1. Colorado. I mean, Colorado could not match Oregon's speed. They couldn't. And every time they tried to, it seemed like Oregon just got faster. That's basically what it was for the whole entire game. It seemed like Colorado was always playing catch up. Not only they were busy playing catch up, their defense was on the field for far too long. And when they were on the field for far too long, and you saw the time of possession, it was like 3-1, 4-1. Total time possession of the game. Oregon had the ball for a little over 35 minutes. Colorado had the ball for just under 25 minutes. So you got to get that deep. Shedeur has to find a way to make plays to keep their defense on the bench. Going 3 and out, you're not going to get anything done. Keep going 3 and out, you're not going to win games because your defense is going to eventually get tired. And that's what happened. And Oregon found a way to keep them on the field longer than it had to be. And all they did was capitalize and kept scoring touchdowns in the long run. So all I can say is all Colorado can do right now, embrace the suck and Charlie Mike. Just
Right.
They got to learn from this and they got to keep going. That's all they can do.
And they took the ass whooping. Now it's time to go in the film room and figure out how we can keep Shedeur upright.
Exactly. Because it seemed like that line was giving him no protection whatsoever. I think he must have gotten sacked 7 times in the game. I believe it was 7, 8 times in the game he got sacked.
He got sacked a record number of times.
You can't win if your quarterback's on his back.
That last sack, the defender just ran into him.
Yeah,
I'm
surprised they counted that as a sack.
And they counted it as a sack.
I'm surprised they did. But if I remember, it had to be at least 7 sacks. He got sacked at least 7 times. I mean, you can't do anything if you get sacked 7 times. There's no way. No way whatsoever. Bo Nix, I'm going to look at his numbers. 28 for 33 for 276, 3 touchdowns and an interception, and he ran for a touchdown. This guy, people forget, he played for his dad when he was in high school. His dad, Pat Nix, was a legend at Auburn. I watched his dad play. That's how good of a quarterback his dad was.
I remember his dad playing.
And his dad was a very good quarterback.
Right.
So he already knew all the dynamics in the tutelage of what it meant to play at that position. And 3 years at Auburn, sure, he played just like his father and everything else. The only thing I think was he had to deal with the pressure because who his father was. And I think there were some fans that probably expected him to play like his dad or to be like his dad, or in some cases, better than his dad. So him leaving Auburn, which I know wasn't an easy decision because of his family lineage and his history there, him going to Eugene probably was the fresh start that he needed. He felt more comfortable. He felt more relaxed. He didn't feel bothered. And that's what you saw in that game. He just felt like, you know what? Let's just go out there and play. And that's what he did. He didn't seem rattled. He didn't seem disturbed. He didn't get frustrated. Even when he threw that interception, he was just like, all right, I threw an interception, but that's okay. We're going to get that back. And that's what happened. Colorado couldn't capitalize on that turnover. Oregon got the ball. What happened? They marched down the field, got another touchdown. He didn't seem rattled. He just seemed relaxed.
Boy,
almost like, say again?
The Trolls having a Phil's day in here. Yeah, they couldn't wait. They having a Phil's day. I'm just reading it. I'm like, man, you guys are something else. Listen, the better team won today. And Antoine, like, what would you do? Like, what's the issue with the why can't they protect them? What's the issue? What's going on?
Well,
That
give
they can
Oregon
fix it. Everything is fixable. I don't believe that
right,
nothing is fixable. This is fixable.
right. I think what it is, from what I saw, I mean, give Oregon credit. They had a fast defense. They've always had fast defense
They had a
for the
big
last
and
couple of
strong
years.
defense. Yeah.
They've always had fast. They've always had fast guys on the line. So let's just give them their credit. Let's give them their due. Let's not just say, oh, Colorado lost this. No. Oregon won this game. Give them credit. They had a very fast defense. They've always had a fast defense for as long as I can remember. What Colorado got to do is they got to change it up. They got to spread out. They got to change it up. The O-line got to learn to be a little more aggressive. They got to learn to be a little more aggressive without taking stupid penalties. They got to learn to be more disciplined and throwing those blocks and giving Shedeur the time that he needs to either throw the ball or to get out the pocket. And that was the problem. They have to find a way to counter that speed. It's almost as if you got to find a way to play the right angles to neutralize some of these D linemen and those linebackers, because it seemed like no matter how much they tried, they can never get their feet set, and Oregon just used them as a turnstile. That's basically what it was. They got to learn to get their feet set. They got to learn to put a little more pressure on. They got to find a way to work to put to do as much as possible and give Shedeur an extra 2 or 3 seconds to try to get rid of the ball or try to get out the pocket. One or the other. That's what they got to work on. It's their footwork, I think. They got to work on their footwork. They got to learn to rotate their line as well, because it seemed like they kept sticking with the same system, same guys on the old line, and it really wasn't working. And it seemed like Oregon found a way to figure it out. Sometimes you're going to have to change it up. Sometimes you may have to shift guys from one side of the line to the other side. You got to find ways to just do something a little bit different. You got to give them, they got to learn to set their feet a whole lot better than what they were doing, because it seemed like they were always running back and they never got a chance to get themselves set to give Shedeur the time he needed to either throw the ball or to run. So that's what they got to do. They got to work on that O-line right there. D-line, they got to learn to put a little more pressure. They got to learn to put a little more pressure on the quarterback, because Oregon's O-line, they kept Nix upright for most of the game. Yeah, he got sacked and everything else. Don't get me wrong. They realized that mistake, and what happened after that? They didn't touch Nix for the rest of the game after that. Basically, Nix was upright for most of the time. So they got to find a way to angle themselves to put some pressure on those guards and those tackles, put a little bit of that pressure on that center, put the O-line on their heels, find that angle and get to the quarterback. They got to play hungry. Linebackers, and I noticed it also, the linebackers, the safeties, the corners, especially the safeties and corners, they got to talk to each other, because I noticed how many openings that Oregon's receivers had. They're able to slip through right between the DBs and the safeties, catch that ball, and it had a whole lot of real estate to take it into the end zone. They got to make that up, and they got to communicate with each other. That's the one thing that guys like Ray Lewis, or what made him a Hall of Famer, he will find a way to pay attention to what's going on. He found a way to tell the DBs to come up. He found a way to bring the safety up or tell them to go back. Same thing with Ed Reed. He found a way to stay back there. He was watching. And if you ever notice, every time when Ed Reed and Ray Lewis were paying attention and saw something, you always saw those two communicating with each other in some way, shape, or form. They always say again.
That's why they're in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Like a Troy Polamalu. They're like quarterbacks out there.
Exactly.
Like quarterbacks for the defense. They can they study they could tell. It's like they know when to make adjustments depending on what the quarterback and the running back is set up like. And they, it's just watching, it's just tendencies that comes with experience.
Exactly.
But I think I saw a few plays. There was a few plays where when Shedeur was in the shotgun, as soon as he dropped back, the defender was in his face.
Exactly.
So it was a total breakdown. So I would say you're going to have maybe I would like to see him line up occasionally with one running back on each side of him,
Exactly.
ready to be his bodyguard, or slip out into the flat.
That'll work too.
Slip out into the flat when you need them. And then also do those short plays. I like those short passing plays that he was doing with
Exactly.
Weaver. And yeah, I like those short passing plays. And like I said, throw out to the flat. But if those running backs need to be his bodyguard, they're gonna have to do it. Because at this point, like after 3 seconds, that pocket was really breaking down. And then there was a few plays at the end where he started running. So if he got to get on his bike and run, he got to do it.
Yeah, he has to, but he rarely had any openings either to make that, because the fact that pocket collapsed the minute that ball was snapped, he couldn't find any opening to get around to try to do something.
Right.
It's like they found a way to make sure that he had no opening whatsoever, and any opening you saw somebody coming in on a blitz, whether it was that linebacker, whether it was the linebacker, whether it was that end, whether it was that tackle, they found a way to plug those holes and made it next to impossible for him to get out of the pocket. So he had no choice but like, oh shit, you know what? Let me just take this. Like you could tell he knew he was going to get sacked, and he just started to drop to his knees.
But see, this is where champions are made. I don't care if they took a major league whooping here. How you gonna bounce back? It's all about the bounce back.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I took a whooping, okay, but we're gonna bounce back for this next game.
Exactly.
And look, they beat USC, everything is forgiven.
Exactly.
And we go on for the rest of the season.
Exactly.
But we have a tough schedule, so it's a very respectable schedule. But yeah, they're gonna have to do a little bit better, like a lot better on the pass protection.
Mm-hmm.
Establish that running game early with McCaskill or whoever they're gonna put out there.
And that was the problem I noticed also. They never had a run game. McCaskill couldn't do anything. Gant couldn't do anything. They had no run game whatsoever. And that was the one thing I noticed last week when they were playing Colorado State. Once they established that run game, then they were able to spread out and air the ball.
Time out. You said, I swear to God, these Prime fans kill me. It's like the male version of you mean the Beehive, not the Beehive. It's the Beehive. Get it right. Get it right, Joseph. It's the Beehive.
Oh, God.
You're trying to say we're the Beehive?
Oh, wow.
That's what you're trying to see. See how they coming for us?
Oh, man.
Don't worry. I could take y'all little shots. I could take. It's all good.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. That's
wrong.
wild.
Hold on. What's wrong being a fan of Coach Prime? What's wrong with it? Half the coaches he playing grew up watching him too.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know Joseph, but I like jaw jacking with the best of them too. I don't mind. I don't listen. I know y'all like, damn, it's a lot of trolls in here, but that's to be expected. You know, I don't mind the trolls. It's like the barbershop in here right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I like the jaw jacking back and forth, but he said it's like the Beehive.
Wow, that's a new one. That's
the You mean yeah, man. But so what? I hope Weaver is fine.
Yeah,
because he hobbled out at the end.
Yeah, he was a non-factor. That's one thing I'll give Oregon credit. He was an X factor the last couple of games.
Hold up, Antoine. Let's see this comment. He said, "You're not." He said, "You're not." Hold up. This is what he's saying. He said, "You're a not beating the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, honey." He said, "Caleb Williams and USC." He said, "If you thought Bo Nix was bad, honey." He said, "You." Look at Jules. He said, "You are not beating the." He said, "You are not beating the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, honey."
Oh wow!
Hey, we're gonna wait to see. He said, Caleb. He said, Caleb is gonna hand your ass on a silver platter.
Wow!
Two snaps in a twirl. That's what Jules said. But go ahead, Jules. I would like to see McCaskill start. You know, look, guys, I jaw jack with the best of them. Okay. Let me see. McCaskill. I would love to see him start. We'll see. Juju, Shiloh, Cooper, Javon Weaver, Dawson. They were positive. They played hard. Man, did you see Kramani lay that hit stick?
Oh yeah.
I said, what this kid doing? I said, Antoine, I said, what this kid out there
He
doing?
hungry.
I said, who got him on the field?
He's hungry. That's what it showed. He was hungry.
He laid a hit stick on that wide receiver, man.
He said they also said they had to play 69. Hold on, I'm pulling up the roster. Who's 69 on the roster? 69 is Gerard Christian.
Tank.
Yeah. They said he got to replace Tank. Wow, that's who do you put in Tank's place?
Wait, what do you mean we got to replace Tank?
Somebody said they had to replace Tank. They were saying number 69. I looked it up. That's Tank. You don't replace someone that's 6'10", 315. Who do you replace him with?
Why they had to replace him?
I have no idea.
I thought he played the whole game.
He did play the whole game. Yeah. I think what it was that there were times it was like he couldn't do anything to stop.
Look at Mark. How's that humble pie? You see how they doing him? You see how they doing us, right?
Yeah, I see that. How's that humble pie? Yeah, I get it. Listen, Mark, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Yes, they know this. They had to eat that shit sandwich without the bread. That's what they're doing. After they wash that down, they're gonna get it done next week. Plain simple. All right. They accepted what happened. They're not making excuses. They accepted it. They take accountability. You heard Prime at the press conference saying, we're not making excuses. We're not going to make excuses. We know what happened. Oregon executed better. They're going to take that L. They eat that shit sandwich, and they're going to move on. Plain simple. All right? Plain simple. Oh, shit. Yo. I'm looking at some.
They really going after it, aren't they? In the comments.
Yo.
I know. They going after it.
Joe Toe said Colorado fans need to go to church tomorrow and pray. Wow.
I'm reading the comment. Look at this. Look at why are we even discussing Alabama? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. 3-1. Maurice is a winning record. Thank you.
Exactly.
We're not 0-4. We're 3-1.
They're not 1-3, and they're not on the Mendoza line of 2-2 either.
Absolutely. We're winning. We have a winning record, so it's all good. Hey, what's up, Easy? Oh no, I didn't see what did Reggie Bush say? I didn't get a chance to look at the news coverage yet. What did Reggie Bush say? Hey, is he talking trash too? Reggie Bush? Yeah, somebody typed what Bush said. I don't know what he said.
So wait, Reggie Bush. He does the games the coverage for Fox Sports, because I know he's not on ESPN.
Is he on ESPN?
No, he's not on ESPN, but I think he's done on Fox Sports. He wasn't. He was doing the studio stuff. I remember he was doing the pre and post game studio stuff, but he got replaced with Mark Ingram.
You said, "Look at Tommy. The haters happy tonight. I know they are." Let me see. 10 players on Colorado team last year. People are Deion fans, not Colorado.
Wow.
Well, people listen. Well, the reason why they're saying that is because there's been a lot more attention on Colorado since Coach Prime took over. And yeah, rightfully so.
And a serious turnover on their roster. I get that.
I'm not going to lie to you. Colorado wasn't on my radar last year. I'm not lying to you. You know what I mean?
Wow. 10 players from Colorado last year. You got at least 10 guys on this roster that was on Colorado last year.
But now
I'm looking at the roster right now.
Said Hawaii. All right. But yeah, Antoine, that's the way it is. You take some L's, and then it's all about the bounce back at this point. It's the bounce
exactly.
Back. But the season, we still have a winning season, 3-1.
Season's not over yet.
Right. The season just started, really.
Exactly.
It's not even, it's getting warmed up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a tough loss. Yeah, it's a conference loss. It's a division loss too. Because last I checked, I think Colorado and Oregon both in the same division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a divisional loss.
Yeah, it's a divisional loss. Okay,
Yeah.
so now they know what they got to do. They got to go. They got to play SC. They got to get.
Antoine, get your boy, man. Look at this.
Oh,
These people, man, they something else today. Y'all something else. Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm down. Yep, but let me tell you this. This is how I will react. Okay, we lost. And we're gonna come back next week and we're gonna be dominant. And we're gonna really put some attention on that offensive line.
Exactly.
And get going. He said the Audemars.
Hold on, let me see. We'll go chat.
That's your boy relaxing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no! Did you hear what?
Don't repeat it. I'm reading it.
Oh man, I'm looking at it right now.
All right,
I'm
what
like,
are we gonna do, Antoine? I'm gonna do something I normally don't do.
what's that?
I'm gonna open up the lines.
Oh.
But I'm gonna open up the lines right now.
All right.
But here's the thing: we can only have one at a time come on the panel,
Right?
And have your comments, and then we're gonna bring somebody else on. So there's the StreamYard link. If anybody would like to come on and give your thoughts, and please no trolling, no trolling, please.
Yeah. Come on.
Matter of fact, let me put up my banner right now, just in case somebody want to bring their birthday suit up in here. You know how people are.
Yeah. We don't need to see that.
So hit the link if y'all want to say something. But
hey, like Bob Barker said, come on down. You're the next contestant.
Yep.
I want to hear what y'all got to say. Come on now. Come on, Ducks. Come on.
Antoine,
I want to hear what y'all got to say.
They're not trying to come up. So so now that Oregon is over, we have USC now. And obviously Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do a repeat.
He's trying to pull an Archie Griffin.
Archie Griffin and try to repeat. So have you been watching the USC team at all this year?
I've caught a couple of the highlights of their games and everything else. That's about it. I haven't had a chance to really watch any games. I'm trying to see are they playing tonight? Who are they playing? Are they at home or are they on the road?
That game is going to be in Colorado in Boulder.
Oh no, I know that. Are they playing tonight? I'm wondering.
You know what? Let me take a look. I could take a look for you now. You still have those stats up, right?
Yeah, I still do. Give
me 1 second here.
All right.
Let me take a look at so USC. Let me just look at USC for a minute. They play Arizona State. It's a night game, 10:30 p.m. I will be watching that game.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the good thing is I will be watching that game too because I'm off from work all next week, so I can stay up late and watch some of these games.
Yeah, so that's a 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time game. They play in Arizona State.
Oh, they're in Tempe, huh?
You know what? I think they are.
That's a trap game for them. That's a trap game for them.
Let me go back for a second. Their last game against Stanford, they won 56-10.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, Stanford. This is a rebuilding year for Stanford. I mean, after things didn't work out and David Shaw left, I mean, this is a rebuilding year for them on the farm there.
Right. Let me go back to the stats for the Oregon. So let's see. So Shador had one touchdown, we know, at the end.
Yeah, 23 for 33 for $159.
59.
Yeah.
The leading running back was Anthony Hankerson with 31 yards.
Yep. He went 5 for 31. Dylan Edwards went 3 for 21. McCaskill went 5 for 17. Wilkerson only got touched the ball once for 7 yards, and yeah, that's about it. Shador, he tried running the ball for negative 34. That's not pretty. Receiving wise, the only person that got it done receiving wise was Weaver, 9 for 75. And then you had Javon Antonio, 3 for 42. Harrison, 3 for 22. Dawson, 3 for 14. Edwards, 3 for 9. McCaskill actually caught the ball once for just 1 yard. That's it. On Oregon side, let's see what they did. Oh, shit. All right. Irvin went rushing. Let's see.
89
Irvin,
yards.
yeah. Marquise Irvin went 10 for 89 yards. Jordan James, 7 for 54 and a touchdown. Noah Willingham, 8 for 45 and a touchdown. So far, I haven't heard anything about Whittington on his injury because he did go out, and I saw his shoe off. So when they put him on the car and he was going to the locker room, he did have his left shoe off, so it might be an ankle. Hopefully, it's just an ankle, and he'll be all right for the rest of the season. So you know what? Much respect to him, and wish him all the best. Who else?
Stats for the defense yet? You see that?
Say again.
They don't have the stats for the defense.
Nah, I see. Nah, not really. Nah, they have nothing up for the defense.
I want to see the sack totals.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it because I think they did have the sacks. I'm checking right now. Nah, I don't have the stats for the sacks or anything else. I do got the stats for total plays they ran, how many times both teams punted, third down and fourth down efficiency, and that's about it. I mean, both of them were good efficiency fourth down. Colorado went 1 for 1. Oregon went 3 for 4. So when it really mattered the most, they didn't have a problem taking that chance, and they actually capitalized on it. Sacks and everything else, I don't see anything so far on that.
Somebody got a question. They say want to know where you work. They could send you some Oregon.
Oh God. Well, all I can tell you is my job matches the colors of that of Clemson. That I will tell you. That's about it. And just look for the arrow as well. So that should give you an idea where I work.
Yeah, these so they don't have the stats for the D yet, but defense.
Nah. But Oregon was dominant. Give the Ducks credit. They were dominant from start to finish.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely dominant from start to finish. I'll give them credit for that. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from what they accomplished. I'm not going to say, oh, well, Colorado lost because, Oregon was just a better team. They were the dominant team. They were well put together. I tip my hat off to those players and to the coaches there. They got it done for the word go.
We did see a few players get out there. We did see Travis J get out there.
Right.
He finally made the field.
That's good. And honestly, I heard what Coach Prime was trying to say in his press conference. He didn't want to just accept the fact that they lost while the game was still going. But at the same time, if you got dogs on your bench that are hungry and they want that opportunity, take them off the leash.
Okay, so they said Reggie Bush said in the Bleacher Report comments, there's levels to this, and unfortunately, Colorado will never be on the top level, Antoine. That's what they said.
Wow, he said that on Bleacher Report? Wow. He just gave Colorado some more bulletin board material.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And they're going to take that, and they're going to take their frustration out on USC. That's what he just did. And not only that, they're going to take that bulletin board. They're going to take that as bulletin board material for the rest of the season. Because now they're going to feel like we got a point to prove.
Right.
Here's this guy, one of the best running backs to play in college football, who did win a Heisman Trophy, but chose to vacate it because of everything that went along with that, of everything surrounding it. They're going to go out. They're going to use that material and go out there and try to get all the big awards. They're going to try to go out there and get the Thorpe Award, the Jim Thorpe, the Ray Guy, the Bronco Nagurski, the Outland. They're gonna try to get all the awards now. They're gonna use that as their motivation to try to dominate every award that's out there for college football players on both the offense, defense, special teams, head coach, and assistant coaches.
Yeah,
That's
Jerry.
what they're gonna do.
We definitely was missing Travis Hunter out there.
Yeah,
We definitely was missing him. But
Yeah.
he's on the mend. He's on the mend. We're just waiting for him to heal, and he'll come back when he's ready.
exactly.
But it's fortunate that injury he has. He has to rest. That's all
Yeah.
he can.
That's all he can do.
Waiting game for that type of injury.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't like that hit either. It was definitely dirty. What I don't like is how a lot of fans sent death threats to him, put his information out there, his family's information out there, and everything else. People got to understand and realize this is the type of nonsense that caused games like this to no longer be played, because you always going to find some fans in the fan base take it to a level that they don't need to take it to.
Right. Hey man,
So-
like for me, football is football. Like
Yeah.
I like college football more so than the NFL because
Oh,
of
definitely.
the emotion into it, the fans, the rivalries, the band, stuff like that. And each game in college, it just really means something. You know, I like it. So
I think what it is about the college game, why we love it so much more, is the names come and go, but the traditions stay the same.
yeah,
Like you can have you have fans, like you can have students who graduate from these schools, whether they graduated 5 years ago or 50 years ago. They're always going to be part of that tradition. It's always going to be part of everything associated with it, and that's what makes college football one of the greatest things in this. I think that's what makes it one of a kind in this country.
right. I agree.
So I just say I'm not happy. I'm trying to remember who the player was from Colorado State that did that. I'm trying to remember his name. Henry what? Damn. It's on the tip of my tongue. Do you remember who the player was from Colorado State that did that?
I know his first name Henry something,
Yeah.
but you know Travis will be back.
Yeah. I mean, I
Time.
don't like the fact that he did that. Yes, it was dirty. It was stupid. He shouldn't have done it. But for some of the fans to do all that other stuff, that's just taking it to a whole new level that it didn't have to go there. It didn't. And like I said before, this is the type of nonsense why certain schools stop playing each other because of it. Because sometimes the fans take it to a level that they need to take it to. So all I can say is, if he's listening,
It's Henry Blackburn.
thank you, Henry Blackburn. And if Henry's listening, you shouldn't have to go through that. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to your family. And for anyone that think that it's okay to do this, you got issues. You need to get a life, plain and simple. And for those boneheads who did this, I hope the authorities catch them, and I hope the authorities punish them. And all I can say is, hopefully, an incident like this doesn't discourage these two schools to stop playing each other, because this is that's what makes college football fun. Is when you have schools in state who go at it year after year, and even if they're in different conferences, they make it a point to make sure that they play each other every year. You'd be surprised how many schools that are in the same state and they don't even play each other in football anymore. And I don't know when's the last time, and I got to look this up. I don't know I know Colorado and Colorado State play each other every year. I know Colorado State and the Air Force Academy play each other because they're in the same conference. My question is, when was the last time Colorado played the Air Force Academy? And why did they stop playing against each
That's
other?
been years ago.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I wonder why. Is it because of lopsided competition, or was it because of nonsense with the fans? I just wonder.
I don't
They
know.
always say scheduling conflict, but we always know it's sometimes either the competition, which is understandable, or sometimes because of the behavior of some fans. And unfortunately, that always plays a factor.
Man, you know, but you know, I don't know if it was the fans. I think it was just scheduling. And
That
then
could
all
be.
the conference and everything else.
Yeah, but with all this conference realignment that's been going on, especially in the last few years, that's one of the reasons why certain politicians want schools in the same conference. That way, they make sure they can play each other every single year. That was the reason why Tech left the Big East to join the ACC, because that way they're guaranteed to play Virginia every year, for that
Yeah,
reason.
my son played for Tech.
Say again?
You said Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech used to be in the Big East.
You don't remember Billy Lovett, do you?
The name rings a bell.
He played for St. Anthony's.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, his son played for Virginia Tech.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're a freshman this year, number 1. He's
Okay.
a cornerback.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't like the fact that certain rivalries aren't being played, are going to be stopping after the season because of the realignment. But I do like the fact that there's some rivalries that are going to be revived because of the realignment.
Yeah.
Now that Texas is going to the SEC, they'll be able to they'll be able to go back and play A&M like they usually did every year at the end of the season. That rivalry got stopped when A&M left the Big 12 to go to the SEC.
Hey, real
Now, what's up?
Somebody said it's a lesson learned. Go back to the drawing board. It is.
Yeah.
They definitely got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how they can protect Shador.
Exactly.
Listen, guys, they have to protect him. They have to give him time to make a decision. If not,
he's going to have.
You can't score that way.
You can't win when you're on. You can't win as a quarterback if you're always on your back. You can't.
Yeah, I'm just glad he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and maybe hopefully this is something for Coach Prime to realize. Maybe I got these players. Maybe I need to start rotating them in a little bit more often. Maybe I shouldn't just put them in if we're up by 50 or losing by 50. Maybe I need to find a way to rotate these guys in while the game is still within reach. Maybe those guys can help generate that momentum to where we could score that next touchdown or get that turnover. So maybe this will be a learning experience for Coach Prime, saying, you know what, I can't keep sticking with the same X number of guys. Maybe it's time for me to start rotating guys in and out.
Yeah, the running game, they got to get it going, because when you get that running game going, then that'll make the defense second guess. Okay, is he going to pass or he's going to score? I mean, is he going to run it? Because when he lines up in the shotgun, they're thinking pass the whole time.
Exactly.
The house at him.
Exactly. And when they try, and then when Colorado did try to get something going with the offense, Oregon's defense, they were shutting them down. They made sure they didn't generate any yaks whatsoever. Okay, 3-yard pass, nothing after the catch. 4-yard pass, nothing after the catch. 2-yard pass, nothing after the catch. Colorado couldn't get any yaks from any short passes that they got done. So Shador was stuck to feeling like he had to air the ball out. I have to air the ball out just to try to get a first down. And they couldn't do anything with that either. So hopefully this will be a learning experience for the coaching staff to say, you know what, we got X number of players on the bench that are fresh, that are ready to play. Let's put them out there. Maybe that can change the momentum. Maybe that'll get the momentum in our favor. Maybe that'll help us push the ball more when it comes to the run plays. Maybe after like a 4-yard pass, we could generate some yards after that reception. Sometimes you gotta take that chance, and I think hopefully that will be something Coach Prime and his coaching staff could look into, saying, you know what, we got X number of players that we're dressing and not playing. Maybe we really rotate them in more into the offense or the defensive schemes.
Yeah, they definitely. I would love to see, like I said, McCaskill make his way on in early in the game.
Yeah. You want some of these guys to try to do early.
He can also block if he needs to. He's a bigger running back.
That's true.
So Hankerson did a little bit. That one play he caught a penalty.
Yeah.
Face mask, but that it was towards the end of the game. But I don't know. It felt different when McCaskill was out there.
It's almost like he was that engine.
Yeah, it felt different.
And hopefully, if they see that when they look at the film, hopefully that will say, you know what, we need to get McCaskill on the field a little bit more often. Maybe we put him in the field in some aspect, in some area, he might be able to generate something.
Right.
That doesn't mean that anyone else isn't doing anything, but sometimes you need that one player to light that spark. You can't always, expect a quarterback to do it. Sometimes you need a running back or a receiver or a tight end, or sometimes maybe someone on the O line to light that spark. And everyone else just goes along with it once that spark is lit. Sometimes you got to do that. And hopefully, once they start looking at film starting tomorrow, when they get back to Boulder, if one of the players notices it and makes a notation, or one of the coaches notices that, excuse me, maybe hopefully we could say, hey, you know what? That's our spark right there. That's our momentum. We got to get this guy on the field a little more often if we have to on the offense, or maybe we need to get this guy on the field a little more often on defense.
Give me 1 second, Antoine. I made a mistake and banned somebody. Jeez.
Oh, what happened? Oh, really?
My bad, New York Giants for give me a second. I got to unban you.
Okay.
I banned them by mistake.
Okay.
I was trying to highlight comments and I saw that. My bad. I didn't mean to ban you.
What was the comment that he posted that you wanted to highlight?
What's that?
What was that comment? What was the comment that he put out there that you wanted to highlight?
I don't know now. It's all of it been deleted.
Oh, damn.
My bad. Let me find the let me see here. He must be on my Max V. He must be on the other page.
Okay.
I might have to go to that page. I made a mistake and banned him. Is somebody? Let me see. Yeah, he's on the other page. Let me
okay.
go unban him. But yeah, man, back to the drawing board, and shoot, man, learn from this. That's all.
Yeah.
Win some, you lose some, baby.
Exactly.
It worked.
Sometimes the only way you learn how to win and get better is you got to lose sometimes.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens coming next week when they start getting ready for USC.
Yeah, that's gonna be a game, man. I can't wait for that one.
And also, hopefully, I know some of the coaches are, but hopefully some of the players, later tonight when they take that flight back to Boulder, they get together, they watch that game between USC and Arizona State. They watch what USC does in the desert against the Sun Devils and pay attention to what to pay attention to what's going on and try to implement that come next week.
I'm definitely gonna be watching that game tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, there were a couple of good games on earlier today as well that caught my attention. There were some games also there was some good games also that was going on at the same time when Colorado and Oregon were playing. So I'm definitely going to check out the highlights and everything else. I'm probably going to check out that USC Arizona State game tonight or whatever late night games they got going on the West Coast. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting to see, and it's definitely going to be interesting where the Buffs go from this point. Hopefully, they learn from what they weren't doing. They move forward from it. They look at the film tomorrow, and they start to execute come Monday for practice. And just get ready for the Trojans and see what happens from there.
Right.
Because I think right now, I'm looking at my watch. If I think right now, I know Penn State's playing tonight. It's a whiteout game too, so that's going to be interesting. I'm trying to remember who they're playing. I'm trying to remember. Damn, who was Penn State playing tonight? I don't remember, but I know it's a whiteout game too. So that's going to be a really big game. And I know Oregon. I know Ohio State was playing at Notre Dame, so that's going to be interesting. Michigan won big against Rutgers, but Rutgers did give them a run for the money in the beginning. So there are a lot of good games that came on that I did check out. So I'm probably going to watch a couple of highlights and everything else. I'm definitely going to try to, like I said, try to check out that USC Arizona State game and see what they have to do, because that's going to be the statement game for Caleb Williams to see whether or not he's going to win the Heisman again this year.
Oh, here it is. I found him.
You found it?
Oh no, I didn't. He's not hidden from the channel.
Oh, okay.
It's just his message got deleted.
Oh, okay. He probably had something really good to say too.
Somebody must have unhit him. Okay, that's cool. That was an inadvertent sending you to the bushes. My bad.
Any more Duck fans out there that you're gonna send to the bushes?
Oh no, I don't usually send anybody for talking trash. I don't mind the trash talk. But hey, man, it is what it is.
Yep.
They're gonna learn from it. What's your closing thoughts, man? I ain't gonna take too much of the people time tonight.
All right. My closing thought.
I'm definitely gonna cover some things in upcoming videos. And like I said, man, you win some, you lose some. They still have a winning record at 3-1. Nobody, a lot of the experts didn't expect them to be over 500 at this point. It's still, the season is still early, and they have a lot to fix. I'm not gonna lie, they do. They have a lot to fix, but they can't do it.
But they also have room for improvement. And they said this game and the USC game was gonna be the statement games to see, how far the program has come. They lost to a very good Oregon team, so tip my hat off to them Ducks. They got it done when it mattered. They executed better. Right now, all they can do right now, look at the film, see what they did wrong, work on that, and start getting ready for USC. And hopefully, some of these guys will watch the game tonight. Some of the coaches watch the game as well. They watch it, they look at it, and they take something what they learned from that game and from all their previous games and put together a plan to stop Caleb Williams when him and them Trojans make that trip up to Boulder and just go from there. So other than that, this is going to be the game where they probably will rebound from it. Hopefully they do. And if they do win against the Trojans, the sky's the limit. Now they control their fate from that moment until the last game of the season, and to see whether or not they earn their spot to the Pac-12 title game.
Yep. That's pretty much it, folks.
Yep.
Go back to the drawing board, and they're gonna have to do some major tweaks, which I'm sure they will.
Right.
And figure out a way to keep this man safe. And I could see allowing a sack here and there, but multiple sacks, no. You can't win like that.
Also, the good thing is no one really went out and severely injured, but I don't know what's the word on Weaver. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and he'll be ready to play next week. So,
oh man, I don't mind people talking in here. I expect it, especially with sports. That's what we do.
Yeah. As long as it's about the topic and nothing personal, we good. All right. That's all it is.
It gets personal. But it is what it is.
Yeah, so that's all USC got to do. They just got to get ready. Hopefully everything's okay with Weaver, and he'll be ready for.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully everything's okay with Weaver.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be all right. Nothing serious. Maybe just a little bit of, just a little bit of bump. A little bit of ice, a little bit of heat, maybe some time in the whirlpool. He'll be all right. So hopefully he'll be good and he'll be ready to play when, like I said, when SC comes to town. So
that's right.
That's all we can do. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
As always.
I will catch you definitely next week.
Oh, definitely.
Will depend on if I go live. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see.
Oh, I'll make sure that. Oh, yeah, I'll make sure, as always, I'll have my notes ready. Ready to go.
All right, Ant.
All right, y'all have a good one. Y'all be safe.
Peace. Yeah, I know Ant since high school. Yeah, we've been going at it with sports since then. But hey, man, win some, lose some. Go back to the drawing board and get ready for USC. This season is moving, isn't it? Man, I definitely had this game in USC marked on the calendar, but Yeah, man, it was rough. It was a rough loss, but that's how it is. That's football, man. Guys, thank you for joining. I will definitely catch you on the next one. All right, y'all.